Hi, today is May the 13th, 2021, and I'm just doing a little extra reading on Anita's request. I wanted to see why the house was torn down, why it was taken down. And additionally, I want to look and see how heavy that energy yet is on that land. I think it's still pretty heavy because of what the cards picked up, but just because the cards pick it up doesn't always necessarily mean that the energy is still heavy on a place. It can just tell you what happened a long time ago, and whether you can feel it or not is another thing. But, so I wanted to take a look at that too, just to see the imprint. So I guess I'll ask that first. So is the imprint of Anita's father's energy especially yet still very heavily bouncing around and connected, if you will, with that landscape? Is it still, or is it kind of cleared up or faded? That's what I want to know, if I can see that. Has the energy imprint of the trauma that's happened there with her dad, is it still fairly strong, or is it beginning to fade? I just wanted to know. It's still very strong. King of Swords. He's still, his energy is, I think that he keeps his connection in spirit yet to that there's, it's still showing him. That's amazing to me. That boom, I get him again. Just like I got him, he's like right there. And he goes to and fro. It shows, I think he's still in the lower realms of spirit. I think he's still very attached to the earthly realm and attached to the places where, especially that address, I'm feeling like in another realm, if, that house may still exist. And though I do not, believe that he would have I feel like he would be in the house itself, but there wouldn't be the family there with him. But I feel like that's what I'm picking up. I know it sounds strange, but I feel like the house for him may exist, but in another kind of a lower, closer to earth kind of alternative realm. That's what I feel like he bounces around in. He hasn't, I don't think, maybe completely transitioned. I'm not sure. But there's definitely a feeling, because I'm inquiring about the address, I feel like he's still very present in an afterlife type of reality, where I think that house would still be present, but he wouldn't have his family the way he did there before. I really don't think so. So there's something juggling here that he does. He moves around. The devil. This is a lower realm, and this is chaotic energy. And Anita described him very well. Unstable, also. This shows that he's... And I think with the Page of Swords, he's still very much connected mentally, in his mind, in his consciousness, to that place. Because what I'm getting here with the Devil and the Page of Swords, and from what I now know from what Anita told me, was that her mother and father were extremely young. They were teenagers, I think 16 and 17, something like that, when they got married. Way too young. Okay. And I feel that I'm shown this aspect of his beginning with this problematic behavior, the chaos, and the overbearing, oppressive energy that he made it just nearly impossible to, not nearly impossible, impossible to live with him. I feel like he had, I'm being shown two sides also to his nature. I think there was an issue of instability mentally within him from an early age, but it may have come out more as he got older, and the fact that I feel like, settled very young before he was ready to settle, I think was part of the problem here. And I think it created a situation where he took a very negative coping mechanism, or like just allowing the negative to be in charge, if you will, of how he handled things. And that's saying it lightly. We're getting the 8. I'm holding my incense lighter. We're getting the 8 of Pentacles with him. This is to do with potentially, well, it's like it's speaking to actively learning something, doing something over again and again to learn. And this is, I think we're dealing with education and perhaps a lack of, and training. I'm feeling like, I'm not sure what he did. The Sun. So what is being shown here is there was an instability, and I'm feeling it like with this man, it has to do a lot with education and being very frustrated. He may have had a learning disability to boot, and I'm not saying that any of this would be any excuse for his behavior, but I feel like this was a problem that he may have come into the world with, for sure. I have no idea what his grandfather was like, but any of that. But there's this clearly a problem of instability with him, and it looks like it goes back, and there were signs of it, apparently. The cards are saying in his youth, as a child, of being overbearing of being cruel, in particularly. It's like a Jekyll and Hyde. I get, this is family here. And the fact that we're getting the family card and the 8 of Pentacles, it shows me that, for one thing, this is something I think his energy is still really connected there. And I think he almost lives like kind of there's a past memory that he goes back to that space for. And it could be actually that he has to, as part of his experience to grow and learn, to change from what he was involved in that lifetime. Because it's not just that lifetime. This came in from another lifetime as well. He didn't just, this isn't the first lifetime, I feel like, for him, that he came in with a really serious imbalance in the way that he handles things, where he will treat others with cruelty, that sort of thing. Yeah, he has to go back to this location because he gets clarity. There's some kind of clarity about his behavior. That he wanted to say, I didn't do that, or to deny, or to ignore, or to forget. And he's not, her father's not being allowed to forget. He's having to, the universe is pushing him to work through it. It's like saying, you can't fool the universe. Sorry. You tried to deny. Well, there is nothing but the truth on blast. And that's what he gets with connection to that place. So I feel like for some reason, there is some kind of revisit in a different realm, but he's seeing, I feel like, the truth about how he treated his family, if you want to, honestly. The Page of Wands, yes. The activity, because that led up to what ended up ending his life, and I think would have definitely taken Anita's mother's life had she not taken the kids and hidden away. So they're very lucky that it ended up where it was only him. And well, he did kill other people. She did say that. That's true. So just that it's amazing there weren't more. And I'm amazed that her family were able to escape. Yes, Bear. I feel like I'm being shown that from an early age he was a manipulator. I feel like I'm being shown her father may have had a sibling, and I feel like he picked on the sibling. He manipulated them. That the manipulation began in childhood for him. up into adulthood, and he just became more and more so as he had the opportunity to act. So, and that's also what I'm getting here, and he took it out on the family. But he's also having to learn in spirit what he wants to ignore. Interesting, Two of Pentacles, Two of Swords, and the Sun. And it's saying, nah, you're not going to try that song and dance of you don't know what. It feels like he tries to deny how he treated his family, or there was some denial with, and that he puts up this, well, I treated them just fine, kind of, maybe, where he presents a better picture, or tries to present a better picture, and from his perspective, the universe is teaching him that's not the truth. You're in denial. Here's the truth. You were evil and cruel. You caused a great deal of suffering and loss, real loss. And this is the grieving also of somebody causing someone's, I think, passing. She did say he killed, I think she said 3 people. Now, we're shown here again, early on, this behavior just evolved. You know, I'm feeling like we're shown that it evolved from his childhood, something within him. And I think just the environment and his course of response as a person, but he's still very heavily connected to that property. And he's actually, I think, having to go back and revisit, so that the universe, I think, tries to show him in this way, I think, the truth, rather than what he's tried to ignore or deny about his family. He's still in denial, so he's still not accepting responsibility with regard to his family and all of that. He's still stuck in place. That's interesting. I thought he had advanced a bit more, but I don't think so. Stuck, it feels like there might be a few different kinds of realities he can shift to, but it looks very limited. And it looks like it's limited because he won't admit the truth. And it's kind of like the universe is like, well, you know, you can hold I got all eternity, you know, but you need to see the truth. And that this began with you from an early age. You were manipulating people, and you developed it from a very early start. And you need to look at family dynamics and how you treated your family. And he has a tremendous amount of denial. It's something he doesn't want to look at when it goes back, I think, to his own family as well. He may have presented his parents, or I don't know, their situation, maybe more ideal. And he did the same. It looks like that there was denial within his own. He needs to acknowledge the fact that the family had to change their lives because of him. They went into hiding, he's still not acknowledging, I think, accountability for what happened. I think he's still feeling like it, wanting to make it out that everyone else, rather than himself being out of order. He does not want to acknowledge that he was out of order or had a problem. Yeah. We get the card of, I feel like that his wife was stronger than he was. That really upsets him to know that she's actually the stronger person. And he wanted to dominate her. And he's being held to account and has to, for what he did. That it's clarity, bringing clarity to him. So he has to own it. And he's not wanting to own it yet, but he will eventually. And I get that he was a miser. And he used, I feel like, his control over finances, or perhaps this is also the grandfather helping a lot, potentially. I see, because I feel like this is, we're talking about a man that has the money, a man with the money, and everyone is like, please, please help. And he's like, well, it feels a bit like not somebody that's truly generous, but a bit like doesn't let you forget that they are a bean counter, that any time they help you, it's conditioned. There's strings. They want you to remember. Wow, that came up reverse. That's interesting. The Knight of Coins. Something didn't work out. I don't know, with the business or work. And there was needing help. So I don't know what he did for a living, or how he made money, but it does show at the end he caused a lot of pain, he brought a lot of pain, and he abandoned and neglected his family as far as being responsible as a parent. He's not responsible in the way that he thinks he was. He's not. That he's totally negligent and did not help them, and in fact caused, he has yet to going to accept that he caused all this pain and so much problems. Especially to the wife, the Empress. The Knight of Swords is, this is very swift. So this, like, I feel like when he took it out on her, not surprisingly, it was quick. With the Knight of Swords, that is very vicious, very sudden. I think he would lose, when he lost his stuff, I think he must have been terrifying, because he was just, I think, went after you. Just from one moment, just then, like a bull out of the pen. Yeah, because he took it like everything as a personal victory, that his ego was so fragile. I feel like here with the Fool and the Six of Wands, and having that he could not feel that anyone belittled him, and I think he was easily enough felt belittled because he didn't maybe have a complete education of some kind. which I think led to a lot of insecurity and inferiority, but there was also some kind of problems, I think, initially that he was just born with, that connect back into past karmic life, and I think also the family dynamics. Okay, so I just wanted to share that with a little bit more, see if I could pick up something more for Anita, and she'll let us know if this makes sense or not. So anyway, there's my reading for today. I hope you enjoy it. I have some details I have to take care of, so I will be doing the weekend tarot either tonight or tomorrow, and that will be out. All right? All right. If you like my content, please make sure that you like and subscribe and share. And make sure you're still subscribed. Anyway, thank you so much. I'll see you in the next video. And if you have a place, very quickly, that of a haunted location, it can be a place that is not well known. In fact, I kind of like ones that are not well known, like that challenge. You can go to the post about haunted locations and leave your request or your suggestion. Thank you, and I guess that's it. See you in the next video.